Okay, so good morning, class. Um, Today, I'm going to discuss to you the introduction to regular income tax. So, for this lesson, at the end of this lesson, you are expected to describe the characteristics of regular income tax, illustrate the regular income tax models and its components, identify the relevant returns for regular income tax, and differentiate computation of taxable income for special taxpayers, explain the effects of choosing the 8% income tax, and compute for the income tax due, and also explain the globalization rule for mixed income earners. And then we are going to discuss the rules on rounding in accomplishing returns, and lastly is to identify the required attachments for each return. So for regular income tax, as it says here, in our previous lessons, that income tax scheme of regular income taxation is a catch basin for all of those items of income which are not specifically within the scopes of financial income taxation and capital gains taxation. So, let's dive into the characteristics of regular income tax. Ano ba yung mga characteristics ng regular income tax? So, number one is meron siyang general coverage. So, yung regular income tax, this applies to all items of income except those that are subject to final tax, capital gains tax, and special tax regime. So, sa regular tax, ini-impose natin siya on the residual profits or gains after deductions for expenses and personal exemptions allowable by law. So, net income taxation siya. Meaning, compute tayo ng taxable income niya doon sa net income after the deductions for expenses tsaka yung personal exemptions niya ay maibawas na doon sa gross income. Okay? And then next is annual income tax. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? Meaning, yung regular income tax natin, it applies on yearly profits or gains. So, the gross income and expenses of the taxpayers are measured using the accounting methods na inadapt ni taxpayer and also reported to the government over the accounting period selected by the taxpayer. Next is creditable withholding taxes. So, most items doon sa regular income tax, regular income ay subject sa creditable withholding tax or the CWT. So, these creditable withholding taxes are these are advanced taxes na kailangang i-deduct doon sa regular tax due in computing the tax still due sa government. And last characteristic is ang regular income tax, it could be progressive or proportional tax. So according sa NIRC, they are imposing a progressive tax on the taxable income of individuals. So meaning, pag ikaw ay individual taxpayer, ang iyong ifa-follow is progressive tax. Pag ikaw naman ay corporation, they impose a flat or proportional tax of 30%. Pero, na-revise na ito under the Train Law that corporate income tax in the second package of the Train Law proposes a 25% corporate income tax. So, from 30%, 25% na lang yung proportional tax pag corporation. So, this is an example of the computation for our regular income. So, as you can see, there is gross income. Yung gross income, meaning lahat ng income na hindi subject sa final tax and capital gains tax. Ito total nyo lang yun. And then, ibabawas nyo yung allowable deductions to get the taxable income. And then, after the taxable income, yung tax due nyo, maminusan nyo pa ng tax credits to get the tax payable or overpayment if ever na si tax credit ay mas malaki kumpara kay tax due. Okay? So, let's proceed to the gross income dito. So, ang gross income, ano ba yung mga kasama sa gross income? Kasama dyan lahat ng items ng income na hindi kasama sa itatax under the final taxation and capital gains taxation. And if ever there are special taxes pa na i-deduct. So, some items of income, sabi dyan, are excluded or exempted by law, treaty, or contract from taxation. So, normally, ang kasama sa gross income is yung compensation income, business or professional income, and capital gains. So, pag sinabi nating excluded income, is that the same with exempt income at deductions? So, sa excluded income is also exempt income. Pag sinabi nating excluded income, hindi siya sinama. So, excluded income are those listed by the NIRC as exempt from regular tax. The term exempt income includes all income exempt from income tax, whether final tax man yan, capital gains tax, or regular income tax. So, yung exclusions doon sa gross income are not or are listed doon sa NIRC. So both excluded and exempt income are not included in the amount of reportable gross income in the income tax return. So yung amount ng deduction is initially included doon sa amount ng gross income, but it is separated or presented separately as deduction against gross income. Okay? So, next is allowable deduction. So, pag sinabi nating deduction is ito yung simply deduction, yung mga expenses na kinakandak ng business or ng exercise ng profession. So, it should be noted, sabi dito, that only business expenses are allowed for deductions, considering limits and caps given by law. Okay? So, taxable income. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng taxable income, this will be the basis of income tax due. So, meaning, dito i-compute sa taxable income yung kung magkano yung tax na ibabawas. Okay? Pag tax due naman, sa tax due, as you can see, merong table dito, the progressive tax table that you see here in our handout, this shall be used for individual taxpayers and the 30% income tax rate for corporate taxpayers. So, paano ba tayo nagko-compute ng tax due for individuals? So, as you can see here, the taxable income is located on the applicable bracket of the income tax table to know the basic tax and the additional tax rate. So, as you can see, if your taxable income for the whole year is from 0 to 250,000, you are exempted from paying the regular income tax. Okay? And if your taxable income is between 250,000 pesos to 400,000 pesos, you are exempted from the basic tax. However, you are going to be deducted 20% of excess over 250,000. And then, pag 400,000, between 400,000 to 800,000 ang iyong taxable income, you have 30,000 basic tax na i-deduct plus yung additional na 25% of excess over 400,000. And then, if your taxable income is 800,000 to 2 million na bracket, ang basic tax mo is 130,000 and may additional tax ka na 30% of excess over 800,000. Next is 2 million to 8 million. So, if your taxable income is over 2 million but not over 8 million pesos, you have a basic tax of 490,000 plus 32% of excess over 2 million. And lastly, if you have an income of over 8 million, then your basic tax is 2,410,000 plus additional tax of 35% of excess over 8 million. Okay? So now let's move on sa tax credits. So for the tax credits, these are subtracted, meaning minaminus siya sa taxable income. But they are directly from a person's they are not subtracted sa taxable income. Sinosubtract sila doon directly sa tax liability ni taxpayer. So therefore, this reduces the taxes peso for peso. As a result, credits have the same value for everyone who can claim their full value. So, tax credits is one of the characteristics of regular taxation. So, therefore, it is subjected to CWT or the creditable withholding taxes. So, any withheld taxes from payers of income may be used as tax credits to be deducted to the tax due. Okay? And then we have tax credits. This usually arise from creditable withholding taxes. Okay? Last is tax payable or overpayment. So this is the net amount of the tax liability to the BIR. So if the credits exceed the tax due, the overpayment may be refunded or used as tax credits in the succeeding period. Okay, so let's look at the illustration in this handout. Illustration 7.1. Team Maray has a total income of 1,242,000 pesos during the taxable year. So, of the said amount, 110,000 were subjected to final tax and 80,000 were subject to capital gains tax. Of the remaining amount, 50,000 pesos are considered exempt. He also incurred 520,000 pesos worth of expenses, but 40,000 was not allowed for deduction. And then several of the income were subjected to creditable withholding taxes, which reduced the receipts of income to 1,229,000 pesos. So, paano natin isosolve or i-compute yung tax payable? So, we will just follow the format here that we have previously discussed sa regular income tax. We have the gross income and then deducted by the allowable deductions to get the taxable income, and then tax due minus your tax credits to get the tax payable. Okay, so let's try it. So here, how much is the total gross income of Team Maray? So as what is given here in the problem, he has a total income of 1,240,000. So, si 1,240,000, lalagay nyo dito, and then, ano pa yung mga i-deduct natin, ima-minus. So, yung 110,000 doon sa 1,240,000 ay subject sa final tax and 80,000 ay subject sa capital gains tax. So, kailangan nating ibawas yan doon sa total income. 'Di ba? Kasi ang sa regular income tax, yung ita-tax diyan is all income except those that are subject to final tax and also subject to capital gains tax. So, ima-minus natin yung 80,000, 110,000, and then dito, of the remaining amount, 50,000 are considered exempt. So, exempted dito yung 50,000 kailangan din nating ibawas to get the gross income. So, pag i-minus natin yung 110, 80, tsaka 50 sa 1,240,000, that is 1 million ang may iwan. And then, less the allowable deduction. So, saan natin nakuha yung figure dito? So, he also incurred, sabi dito, 520,000 worth of expenses. But, 40,000 was not allowed for deduction. So, si 40,000, since hindi siya allowed for deduction, we have to minus that or deduct that from the 520. So, the allowable deduction is 480. Pagka minus nyo yan sa 1 million, the taxable income of Team Maray is 520. Okay, so we have two scenarios here. What if si Team Maray ay isang individual and what if si Team Maray ay isang corporation? So, as in our um, what we have discussed just now, ang computation, 'di ba, ng individual taxpayer is different sa corporation. Si individual taxpayer is following the progressive tax table, while si si corporation ay nagfo-follow ng flat rate na 30%. Okay? 30% or in our train law, sa second phase ng train law, it is 25% na lang. Okay? So, let's tackle first the scenario if Team Maray is an individual. So, basic tax, saan natin nakuha ang basic tax na to na 30,000? This is from the table here. Kasi 'di ba ang kanyang taxable income is 520. So, si 520,000 na to, titignan mo dito sa table. Saang bracket siya nakapasok. So, dito siya nakapasok sa between 400,000 to 800,000. So, your basic tax here is 30,000. Okay? And plus, we have to add the additional tax. Sabi dito is 25% of excess over 400,000. 25%. So, meaning, we have the basic tax here of 30,000 and then the additional tax, ilan ang excess ng taxable income niya doon sa bracket, 'di ba? In excess of 400,000. So meaning 520,000 minus the 400,000. Ang may iwan dyan is 120. Yung 120 na to, 120,000 pesos, this is the excess. This is the excess over 400,000. Yun ang i-compute nyo, i-multiply nyo sa 25% additional tax. So, the 25% of 120,000 is 30,000. So, i-add nyo lang yan to get the tax due of 60,000. Less, we have the tax credits. Saan naman nanggaling yung tax credits na to? Dito. From the total income na 1,240,000, several dito sa pinaka-last na sentence, several of the income were subjected to creditable withholding taxes, which reduced the receipts of income to 1,229,000. So, kukunin nyo lang yung difference niyang dalawa na yan to get the tax credit. So, ang difference niyan is 11,000. You deduct that from the tax due of 156 to get the, sorry. Dito pala. So, 1,240,000 minus 1,229,000 to get the 11,000. So, 60 minus 11, that is 49. So, the tax payable of Team Maray, if he is an individual taxpayer, is only 49,000 pesos. Scenario 2, if Team Maray is a corporation, so ang taxable income niya, same pa din, 520 times, di ba, meron siyang flat rate, meaning fixed na yon na 30%. Dito ang ginamit is 30%. 30% of 520 is 156. So, 156 is the tax due, less the tax credits, yung difference ng 1,240,000 and 1,229,000 is the 11,000. So, ima-minus nyo lang yan dyan sa tax due na 156,000 to get the tax payable of 145,000. So, that's how we compute the tax payable under the regular income tax. Okay, so if you have questions, please feel free to raise your questions in our GC. Thank you.